ये तौर तरीका ही नहीं है। जिस वक्त मैं ये क्या डिस्कस करूं आप लोगों से कि इस सिनेमा में ऐसा था, इस सिनेमा में ऐसा था, अरे सिनेमा ही नहीं दिखा रहे हैं, फिल्म तो दिखाइए, मुझे मंच तो प्रदान कीजिए, मुझे अवसर तो प्रदान कीजिए। ऐसी क्या गलती मैंने कर दी, मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा है।
Both of you have made it in the Hindi film industry on your own, and there's this huge debate in Bollywood about, you know, between the privileged and the unaffiliated, if I can say that. So where do you stand there? I mean, what would you want to say on that?
I mean, yeah, we both are prime examples of people coming out from the outside, and if, like, just the way she was asking questions about acting and wanted to get into it, I think.
But there's this huge debate between the privileged, I mean, who get it a little more easier. But does that really happen? Because at the end of the day, it's, I guess.
I think everyone has their own struggle. But it is practically and emotionally more difficult when you have no connection whatsoever, because you know, you're doing everything by yourself. There is no support which can provide you. Your family can't help you in this, as opposed to if you have a family who's in it. But still, I think, to be fair, everybody has their own demons, and eventually after a few films, your work speaks for itself. And if you see the history, all our main super mega stars have all been from the outside. So I think all the outsiders are doing extremely well, and we are representing it.
Thing is, this is not never going to change. You know, and it exists in most of the freelance business. Okay, but I have, you know, some other problems. You know, I have great admiration for people like Siddharth, who's coming from outside without any help from the inside film industry. You know, establishing himself as a mainstream star. You know, he's inspiring so many young people. You know, so but at the same time, this struggle of outsider will always be, will always continue, will always be there. But my problem is somewhere else. You know, media is making a star out of a 2-year-old child, you know, of a celebrity from the beginning. So what you are doing is not the inside industry which is making tough for the outsiders, it's the media making it much more tougher for the outside.
Yes.
So, many of us, you know, would really many of us should actually introspect. What are we doing? A, you are actually stalking a 2-year-old who should not be stalked. It's actually ethically wrong.
He's only a year old.
He or she should be left alone to enjoy the childhood. B, you are actually telling the other children who are outside the industry, they are not celebrity kids, that you actually mean nothing, you know. So, and third, you are actually making it much more difficult for actors like her, who has a dream in her eyes, okay, and she's ready to work very, very hard. So on, the problem is coming from everywhere, you know.
But of course, I do agree with you completely. But only thing is, I do see sometimes these stars also like it if their children are in news, and sometimes in fact, we have seen. I mean, most, not all, but a few of them do like it.
I'm talking about the fourth pillar, who is also a
Of course, people. As I said,
and who has also a biggest. It is known as the people who have much more conscience, you know. So I think they should do it wisely and intelligently. So the problem lies everywhere. If problem lies here, the problem lies outside also.
Right. So on
biopic, if ever it's made, you know, you'll play that stereotypical Bollywood biggie who is, like, you know, very snooty and completely intolerant to outsiders, and, you know,
intolerant is the word.
Flag bearer of nepotism, the movie mafia.
Okay,
you know that.
I think Star World just got its promo.
Yeah, you will have a huge part to play in my biopic.
Everybody has their own struggle. सबका struggle अलग होता है. But difference यही है कि जहाँ हमारे सपने पूरे होते हैं वहाँ इनका struggle शुरू होता है.
Because I will never become a part of the family, ना. गिरोगे तो support होगा काफी. दोबारा उठाया जाएगा. अपने केस में क्या है, अगर गिरी ना मैं तो कोई नहीं आएगा उठाने के लिए.
But one I know of where I was supposed to do this big film with a big maker, with a big studio, and just suddenly one day I got to know that I'm no more a part of that film. Actually twice. And I don't know why it happened, like somebody influenced someone that I want to do it and, you know, let me be a part of it. But it has happened. Feel bad when somebody is so bad, and I still have to see him or her in 25 films just because he's somebody's son or daughter. Then I feel no, that's not fair.
Yeah.
You know, if he would have been an outsider, 2 films, and you'd be like, bye bye. There are 1,000 other people waiting to act.
If you're not from the industry, you don't have as many people who know you or support you.
Yeah.
So in your initial first few films, you're all by yourself most. I feel that difference is still there. I still have to sometimes, and I don't care. I don't mind reaching out to directors. You know, so I think maybe if I was not from, like I was from a film family, I would have not had to reach out. You know, it would have been probably. They already knew me, I would have interacted with them somewhere or the other. So that's there, but that will obviously be there. But I think after a while, it's your work that speaks. It doesn't make a difference. Initially, yes, it does. It takes way longer and probably more number of films or more number of hits or more number of performances to sort of
get that credibility.
Yeah.
Yes, people who are born in the industry have the opportunity at the age of 20 where sometimes it's not easier for an outsider to do that. But my father's a doctor, my brother's a doctor. It was easier for him to understand that industry or have contacts and sort of know what to do also. Now you can't take that away either. So it's a very complicated answer, you know what I mean? It needs, you need to have systems also, but it's my money tomorrow. If I want to put it in a film where I want to cast somebody particular, that's not nobody's business also. I'm saying it's a very complicated answer. It's not easy to just have one answer to this question, I feel.
They get the chance very easily. You know, they get the second chance very easily. They get the third chance, fourth chance very easily. But that doesn't, make it sure that they will always be getting chances. So who will get the chance? The person who will be very, very lucky, and the person who will have the skill, will have the craft.
Fantastic. One from the industry, one not from the industry, but both lovely souls and absolutely no baggage. So I think everyone must get an opportunity. And unfortunately, in an industry which is still filled with nepotism, whatever you might say, let's sound politically correct and say, oh, we are getting new scripts, but who are we taking? Look at the old generation, look at the new generation. I mean, they're all film kids. So who's going to give an opportunity to an outsider? That's very important. So I was an outsider. I was graciously accepted, and I think I could do the same for others.